Gonna start with a completely dry skin. Even my chest is dry because it's super hot today and I just want to keep things very simple. Getting my lashes done first has been making things easier for me, especially on the weekends. So I like to go in and just get my lashes done first. Put on any type of lashes you have, but I like to go in with these sets, starting from the longest to the shortest. I use a lot of the long ones because I like to have that wing look. The cluster lashes makes life so much easier, especially when they're well done. They can last you up to 2 weeks. That is if you know you're good at maintenance, but I just keep them for a week because then I start getting sweaty and it start becoming heavy. I can't stand it, so I keep them maximum for a week. Also, adding extra glue to the tip of the lashes before actually applying them makes them last longer. I have a couple of lash application videos on my channel, like a playlist, so if you haven't seen that video, make sure to go check them out. You never want to skip primer, especially if you want your makeup to last long. And make sure to apply a generous amount. And when I say generous, I mean it should be a lot, like plenty, if that's the word you understand, before you then move on to your foundation. Your foundation shade should be exactly the same as your skin tone. If it can't be the same, it should be darker. Next step is where we color correct. For my under eye, I like to mix 2 shades together, actually one. This one is a little too dark. This one can also serve as a color corrector because it's also an orange color, but the first shade is deeper. That's why I'm putting this shade on top of it, so it color corrects perfectly. And you want to leave this product on for like about 1 or 2 minutes just for it to get tacky and blend in seamlessly. Please pay close attention to the way I apply my concealer. Can you see the places I'm applying them to? This is how you should apply your concealer. While we wait for that to settle down, we're gonna move on to contouring, and I'm using this black opal stick, and you can see the places I'm applying my contour on my cheek, my forehead, like on the corner of my forehead, and on my jaw. The extra thing I like to do is to apply it under my lips to give me that extra sumptuous look, and I like to apply it on the sides of my nose. For this one, you need another angled brush. Can you see the way this brush is pointing upward? That's why it's called an angled brush. And this angle is what you're going to use to blend out your bronzer from your forehead. You're going to blend it inwards. And this one, you want to blend it upwards. Make sure that the angle remains at the bottom so that the brush can do its work properly. So now you want to blend this upwards. And same thing here. Actually, this one you can blend it downwards depending on the shape. If you want to have a smaller shape, see the structure I have on this side of my face compared to this. Blending out your concealer, you need another small, something like this, a Real Technique brush, so that you can conceal that or blend out that concealer in place like this. Once you're done blending that out, you need your foundation brush to go ahead and blend out all the ash lines. You just want to go over all those applications and then just dab your brush all over it to blend it out. If you're a blush person, this is where you want to go ahead and apply your cream blush. And if you're a bright under eye girl like mine, make sure to go ahead and brighten your under eye. Every step in your makeup, you have to wait for it to get tacky before you move on to the next.
After blending that out, I'm just going over with a damp beauty blender. Listen to me. I said damp beauty blender, not a wet one, not a dry one. So get your ass in the washroom or in the kitchen, or find some water to damp that beauty blender before using it.
This is the stage that can make or break your entire makeup look. So you want to take your time with this step. This is where you need to use your powder product, and this is actually where it starts to get serious and cakey if you don't take your time. You want to dip your beauty blender, or what is this, powder puff, into your powder, and make sure to dab out the excess at the back of your hand before you go in to apply it. If you do this right, your makeup is going to sit pretty and perfect. Pick up that product from the container and dust off the excess at the back of your hand like this.
Before you apply it in all the places that you applied your concealer.
Your eyelid, if you want them to remain you can even set your entire face with this. After this step, if you want to bake, go right ahead and do just that, but make sure you don't leave too much powder in your under. Can you see the difference? This side is baked and this side is not. Baking just adds a little bit of life to your face, so you just want to bake around your nose a little bit, not too much. I like to bake around my nose because they always look so dark. So that just gives me like a natural Botox. You need a bronzer palette like this. Mine is so dirty, but you do need one to bring back the shadows on your cheeks,
your forehead, and all the places that you applied your contour.
You need a powder that matches your skin tone. In this palette, it looks like this one or this one are the ones that matches me mostly. So I'm just going to mix them up because I don't actually want that much darkness on my skin. And just apply that. Use it to blend out every harsh lines that you can see. This is where we want to apply our powder blush. I'm using this Scarlet. This is actually Rosewood in this Flawless Ivy palette. And I'm just going to apply it to my high point because I don't want it to go all over my face. And a little bit just goes a long way for me because I want to keep things naturally today. This is where we set with a setting spray. This one is Sasha Matte Fix It,
and I'm going over with my damp beauty blender just to make sure that that setting spray really sits into my skin and they all blend
so we
in
can
together.
Bring back that glow into the skin.
And after the skin work, this is what we have. I thought I would show you guys first before we move on to the next stage. Can you guys see how that skin is glowing? Contour is in its right place. The makeup doesn't look too much. Now let's tie it all together. And how do we do that? Let's find out together.
I'm gonna quickly fix my eyebrows. I think I want a lifted look today.
Your eyebrows are one of the key things that makes or breaks your makeup. The skin works remains the same all the time. It doesn't matter how you apply them. But you see, your eyebrows defines your face. They are literally your hair, but for the face, they are there for a reason. So you need to define them how you want to look. I have tons and tons of tutorials on how to do your eyebrows, but the shape depends on you.
Can you see what we're trying to achieve over here?
So yeah, I'm going for a more foxy look today because I want to have that winged glam vibe. So this is me. Some days I like to keep it calm, bring the wing down, you know, look like a good girl. But this is not one of those days. I've recorded over my eyeshadow look, but let me just give you guys what's going down. Right now, I'm using my bronzer to follow that foxy eye look that I did with my brows. I'm just using those two shades to give me like that eyeshadow look. Packing the deeper shade into my eyelid and sweeping it upwards, just like the way I have done my eyebrows in a foxy way. And I'm going to use the lighter shade to blend out the ash lines, and I do this all the time.
To help the eye pop, we're gonna go in a glitter like this, something that is close enough to my skin tone, and we're going to apply it over there just to open up that side of my eyes a little bit more.
Once I'm done with that, I'm gonna go in a black liner. I'm using a cream liner. Should I do a detailed eyeliner tutorial? Kindly let me know.
With the pencil liner, you
comments.
don't have to panic because it's pencil. You can easily clean it off. It's unlike the cream, the water-based ones, where once you make a little mistake, it's like all hell loose. But with this one, it's easy to control. I feel like where my makeup gets really voluminous is within my lips because I like to put all the attention there. I will put under eye mascara, but I can't find none of mine right now. I don't know if it's the makeup artist eye thing, but maybe later I'll put that on. For my cheeks, I'm using a completely different type of highlighter. This one I got it long time ago at Banana. I think Banana is closed down now. I don't know if they still have this type of makeup, but I think there's one inside Palace Mall if you're in Accra. And I like to, you know, apply that on my cheek, on the high points of my cheek. It's just like that, and just like that. A little golden one on the bridge of my nose, just at the tip, and one like a straight line on the bridge, but not really like a straight line because it will look awkward. So we also want to blend that out with a little fluffy brush so the highlight doesn't just sit there on its own. Lastly, we're gonna focus on the lips
with a brown pencil. I can't even believe I'm saying this. Should I explain or I should do a whole tutorial? If you want to see a full tutorial on how to line your lips properly, let me know in the comment sections, please. After lining my lips, I'm using this Lazy Fashionista lipstick, and I'm gonna go over it with a lip gloss also. I'm using a pinkish lip gloss just to bring back that color into my lips.
This is where we want to set our entire face again. To seal all that makeup in, to make sure that it's not going anywhere.
I'm just applying a little bit of bronzer in my under eye so it's not isolated from my entire face, since I can't find my mascara. And looking at things, we're absolutely done. This is our final product. Save this video for later or send it to someone that might need it, and I'll see you in my next one.